Steve Palazzolo, Sam Monson from Pro Football Focus. Both feel the Browns can make the playoffs in 2023.
Consequently, the Cleveland Browns will make the playoffs this year. Like, we just praised the work they've done along the defensive line, bringing in Darius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, like Okoronkwo, all the work they've done.
I love a lot of what the Browns have done, and it completely depends on, Deshaun Watson graded at 55 last year.
Yeah, bad.
And it really comes down to, was he rusty for 5 or 6 weeks? Because it also didn't make sense, the order in which he played, right? He was okay at first, and then he got worse as the season went on.
If he gets even to like 75 next year, it's a massive improvement over what they had last season and should be good enough to take them to, again, at least playoff contention. And then, who knows if they make it or not in week 17.
They have to get better defensively, but yeah, they've added a lot there, I think.
And with that, let's welcome in Tyler Johnson from the Faithful Dogs podcast, as well as Network 216. Tyler, there's a wide variety between what the national media thinks the Browns will end up doing, and most of it should be based on the play of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and rightfully so, Dave. Deshaun Watson is going to determine whether or not the Browns are a playoff team this year. I think it's really as simple as that. For many years, the Browns have not had their franchise quarterback. Baker Mayfield showed flashes of that during his time in Cleveland, but ultimately the Browns had to move on from him as well. And now Deshaun Watson is the guy that you've invested $230 million in, and you believe he is your franchise quarterback. We've talked about it a lot. The numbers prove that Deshaun Watson is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. You look at it his time in Houston. Unfortunately, now the narrative has changed because of the fact that he struggled as bad as he did those last 6 games of the year. There's a lot that went into why that was the case. Again, you talk about when you miss nearly 2 years of football, trying to speed up that quickly in the middle of the year, when the Browns are also trying to contend for a playoff spot during that time, because Jacoby Brissett did keep the offense afloat during that time. And then you just move into the fact that he's learning a brand new offense basically on the fly, because the offense the Browns ran with Jacoby Brissett was different than what they tried to run with Deshaun Watson. So a lot played into that, but the narrative is going to be nationally that Deshaun Watson is going to be determined what happens with the Browns as far as making the playoffs and making a deep run. They have all the talent, like that's been mentioned many times before. The talent's there on defense. It's been revamped. You brought in Jim Schwartz. You brought in Bubba Ventrone to really help fix the special teams unit. It's all there. Deshaun Watson has the keys, and he will determine what happens for the Browns this season. Bottom line, there's plenty of talent around him, plenty of talent for Kevin Stefanski. Now it's time to really make it translate into wins and into a playoff appearance.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I want Kevin Stefanski to give him the keys and give him a whole lot of freedom to, go ahead and drive 55 and a 35 if you can, because they're going to need that.